Like millions of people the world over, type 1 diabetes was a death sentence for thousands of Canadians before 1921. Before the discovery of insulin, there was no treatment for type 1 diabetes other than very strict control of diet, which essentially meant starvation for Canadians. Before 1921, scientists struggled to find the source of diabetes. By the end of the 19th century, most knew it involved the pancreas. But in the early hours of October 31st, 1920, Dr. Frederick Banting in London, Ontario, woke up with a flash of insight for a novel experiment to isolate the elusive pancreatic extract. A Canadian surgeon who served in World War I, Banting also envisioned a method to test the extract, which would ultimately lead to the discovery of insulin. Emboldened, Banting presented his idea to the University of Toronto's head of physiology, Dr. J.J.R. MacLeod, who offered him a small lab, the assistance of Charles Best, a $100 budget, and some experimental dogs. Starting their work in May 1921, by August, Banting and Best had encouraging results working with dogs as test subjects. In December 1921, Dr. J.B. Collip joined Banting and Best to help purify the extract, this work leading to the first human trial. In January 1922, 14-year-old Leonard Thompson would be the first successful recipient of the extract, soon to be called insulin, which dramatically brought his diabetes under control. The next major challenge was how to produce insulin on a larger scale so it could be further purified and tested. Fortunately, these and other challenges were tackled in a unique U of T lab, Connaught Laboratories. The University of Toronto's Connaught Laboratories, based downstairs from Banting and Best's lab in the medical building, would contribute the next vital steps in the insulin story. Founded in 1914 to prepare antitoxins and vaccines as a public service, research done at Connaught Labs would literally change the world over the next decades. Starting in January 1922, scientists at Connaught worked closely with Banting, Best, Collip, and MacLeod to develop methods to prepare more purified insulin on a larger scale so it could be tested with more diabetics. With many more successful tests in the coming months, it became clear that insulin literally resurrected the dead. The road from diabetes to insulin led directly through Connaught Labs, and from here, Canadians changed the world.
Welcome back to the second part of the LSO Awards presentation. I hope you had as much fun as I did in the networking. You know, this really is my favorite evening in the annual calendar of events in the life sciences sector. This is the time we come together and recognize the outstanding achievements of some remarkable people and companies. While I miss the days of being able to celebrate in person, this year is certainly no disappointment when it comes to the achievements of those we are recognizing. My sincere congratulations to all of those being recognized this evening, as well as those who were nominated. This is an extraordinary sector full of extraordinary people, and I'm proud to be a part of it. Particularly in the last year and a half, as Jason outlined, with the response of companies to the COVID-19 crisis, truly. Take a look at our membership directory on the LSO website. You'll be hard-pressed to find one that has not made a significant contribution. It's important to remember, too, that these companies, your companies, are not faceless corporations. They are founded and built by people, Canadians with families giving everything they have, entrepreneurs in biopharmaceuticals, agriculture, agri-food, the bioeconomy, medical devices, animal health, environmental technologies, and more, grinding it out to improve the health and well-being of Canadians. And so it is for them that we at LSO continue to strive for a vibrant life sciences ecosystem and to foster their success. And success we have had these past 18 months. This year, LSO formed an Inclusion, Diversity, Equity, and Access Committee of the board to formalize and guide our efforts in this very important area. As an organization, we have not done enough to contribute to solutions here. Our awareness and understanding of these issues grow, as do our actions to contribute to a society free of fear and hate. It's a long path for all of us, and LSO is committed to doing better. In the coming years, we will continue to dedicate ourselves to fostering an increasingly robust life sciences ecosystem in Ontario, one that reflects those values of diversity, equity, inclusion, and access for all. In February 2020, at our last LSO award presentation, the Ontario government announced that work would begin on an Ontario life sciences strategy. On July 28, 2021, the federal government announced a Canadian biomanufacturing and life sciences strategy. This one included $2.2 billion over 7 years to continue growing a strong and competitive sector. Both were a direct result of the efforts of the LSO community, Jason and his team, and a good many of you that are attending here this evening. Efforts included LSO bringing together 19 life sciences organizations across the country in April to submit a joint letter to the Prime Minister voicing our collective demand for this strategy and for government to work with us in its creation and implementation. Now, both announcements have come as welcome news, but my message to those from both levels of government in attendance this evening is this: we need more. We need action. My first boss in this sector, one Bill McKenzie, told me many years ago that the best ideas always come from the front line. And as in most things, he was 100% correct. And the first action we need from government today is to follow Bill's advice and engage the front line, engage the sector. Engage the sector in a meaningful way that to ensure that the respective life sciences strategies are not just platitudes, PR, or a series of tactics that favor self-promotion over substance, but are a meaningful engagement with the sector for a strategy not built by government, but with government, with industry, with academia, with the life sciences sector together. A strategy that provides the vision on where we need to go, creates alignment within government on the importance of life sciences, and helps tell the world that Ontario and Canada has to offer a leading jurisdiction with a vibrant life sciences sector. Other highlights from the year include the launch of what we affectionately call the LSO Roadmap, formerly known as the Leading the Way Toward Recovery, Resilience, and Prosperity Roadmap for an Integrated Life Sciences Ecosystem, a follow-up to LSO's 2017 Blueprint for a Coordinated Life Sciences Strategy. This is a well-constructed, sector-created guidance for the action and collaboration with government, academia, and industry to which I just referred. Highlights include the recently launched Vision for a Made in Ontario Rare Disease Strategy, a bold new vision based on 5 strategic pillars defining how the Ontario government can create a provincial rare disease strategy to save lives and boost Ontario's economy. Highlights include the work Jason and his team and the community did working tirelessly to shine a spotlight on the PMPRB scope creep and straight-up anti-industry prejudice from what is supposed to be an unbiased regulator, a body that is now working in direct opposition to the announced federal life sciences strategy. Our fight is not yet over here, but the further delay in the implementation of the proposed reforms is certainly a short-term success and reason for some level of optimism. In short, it's been a very strong year for LSO. Our membership, reputation, thought leadership, and impact continued to grow. As you can see in our annual report, it was our most successful year financially ever. This is an unusual story in the not-for-profit sector. Jason and his team are to be commended for this result, which was years in the making and a consequence of their ongoing resilience, creativity, and dedication so clearly on display these last 18 months. Supporting this outstanding group were an enormous team of volunteers who dedicated their time and their talents to support LSO. Our success was also reliant on the support of a growing number of members, partners, and sponsors who continue to believe in and support our vision for a vibrant life sciences ecosystem in the province of Ontario. On behalf of the Board of Directors, I am incredibly grateful for the contribution of all to our achievements in 2020 and 2021. Thank you for allowing me to share my thoughts. I do hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. starting with this.
The 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award recipient is a highly respected leader who inspires through significant contributions in Ontario's life sciences sector. It is our pleasure to announce Dr. Michael Julius, former Vice President of Research at Sunnybrook Health Sciences Centre, as this year's recipient of the 2021 Lifetime Achievement Award. Dr. Julius created an international hub for life sciences dedicated to both discovery and commercialization. This initiative achieved a functional integration of researchers, clinicians, businesses, and patients towards moving discoveries through the marketplace and into the clinic. He shepherded growth to a $125 million annual research enterprise, which spun off 15 companies over his tenure. Dr. Julius's work towards understanding the biochemistry of lymphocyte activation and the cellular and molecular interactions culminating in protective immunity have supported his continuing interest in autoimmune diseases and ailments that involve dysregulated function of the immune system. Dr. Julius is an internationally recognized immunologist. He has contributed over 200 research papers and reviews in his area of expertise, many of which have achieved citation records. He has served on several boards and now serves as scientific advisor for Research Canada.
Uncompromising,
irrepressible,
passionate, impatient,
visionary, exciting, energetic.
He's adorable.
Expensive.
Quite frankly, my first impression of Michael was that he was crazy.
He was bombastic, he was loud.
First impressions was a kindred spirit because I have no filters, and I understood in about a nanosecond that Michael doesn't have any either.
He was unlike anyone I'd ever met before.
2 minutes into the encounter with Michael, I knew that I'm in trouble. Michael says to me, Rafi, I've been working on it for years. Don't it.
He actually graduated high school at 13, got accepted into Stanford, and got accepted into Stanford Medical School. He was actually going to be Doogie Howser. And if you actually look at him and Neil Patrick Harris, kind of look alike.
He was one of 4 children of immigrant parents, and his real desire to really do great things really came from his father and mother, who believed in education. He did go on to education and in fact got 100 at McGill University in his first genetics course.
I studied and practiced classical ballet from ages 5 to 12, only to have my dream trounced with the words from instructor Michael, "You will never be a principal." It took a couple of years and the discovery of my aptitude for genetics as an undergraduate at McGill University to move through what in hindsight was the anguish of that moment.
Working with Michael is exhausting. And I mean that in the gentlest and nicest way possible.
Working with Michael is like being on a safari. You never know what you're going to get. But whatever comes, whatever you see, you're going to be in awe. You're going to be humbled by it. And at the end of it all, you will have changed your worldview.
What I like about him is really, as a conductor, being able to establish the orchestra that's needed for every particular problem to be solved.
That level of productivity and respect that brings to made him a great leader. Everything that I do now as a chair, as a scientist, came from what I learned from Michael.
There were times I wondered if Michael ever slept because he just did so much and he had so much energy.
That energy and that singularity of vision is incredibly inspiring and incredibly energizing.
He likes to send emails at 3 o'clock in the morning and make calls at 0500. That's what exhaustion is. I need my sleep.
What distinguishes Michael as a strategist is the big picture understanding that he brings to how the health research and health innovation ecosystem works.
Michael did something outstanding for health research advocacy, and he did it here at Research Canada. He created a conceptual framework, a model for thinking about policy health research policy, and health innovation policy. He saw the connective tissue among and between the activities and the stakeholders which comprise that ecosystem. Because at the end of the day, if the system doesn't function as a whole, we cannot build Canada as an innovation nation.
When I think about Ontario, he's been so engaged in so many initiatives across the province. So I think he's made that impact in his institutions, certainly across Toronto, certainly across Ontario, and beyond.
As opinionated as Michael can be, and we all know he can be, is he is open to other people's opinion. And he very much believes in coalitions, bringing people together. Industry, when not everybody wanted industry at the table. Academia, researchers, governments together, because he believed a bigger tent strategy would be better for research in Canada.
We have to understand that research and the financial support of research is not a cost. It is an investment.
SRI is a critical part of the role that Sunnybrook plays as an academic health science center. A big part is to invent the future of healthcare. That's led by SRI. It grew by leaps and bounds under Michael's leadership.
Michael was a totally invaluable partner who understood that there were some things that you simply cannot do absent of philanthropic support. Over the years that we've raised in excess of $100 million of private philanthropy for SRI, and Michael's been at the center of all of that.
I had a wonderful opportunity, and we grew about an order of magnitude in all directions. So we're about 100 full-time scientists, a total staff of about 1,500. We won material funding on the shoulders of brilliant scientists we were able to recruit from the public sector to expand our footprint.
Perhaps even more importantly, the success in creating companies that were actually developing solutions and delivering those solutions to the healthcare system and having an impact on patients. Very few leaders can speak to that kind of success.
Michael will go down in the pantheon of great leaders at this hospital, making Sunnybrook the incredible institution that it is.
So I was told that we would be talking about Macallan 18.
It is, for Michael, a creative medium. It is a language. And irrespective of how much is consumed, it always results in extraordinary creativity and clarity on the part of Michael, not so much for me.
What I say to most people is, what are your passions, two main passions in life? And I say people and Scotch. Don't you dare ask me to prioritize.
Michael doesn't have a softer side. Actually, that's not true.
I found in him the most caring person, as a friend, an ally, someone you can rely on.
I think the softer side is just how real it is what he's talking with you about, how deeply connected he is to ideas, to students, to doing well. A personal issue, trying to work it out, a conflict or something that you need to work through, really caring about the issue at a values-based level. I think that's really the soft side.
His mother told him, give until it hurts, and then give some more. And that's what he does.
This is one of the reasons why I and so many others feel a warm sense of a deep and abiding fondness for Michael.
So, Michael, at this point in the taping, I'm supposed to congratulate you, and I'm having a really, really difficult time summoning up enough sincerity to do it. But here, let me try. Michael, congratulations. This is well-deserved. How was that?
To give you a sense of my commitment to the solemnity of this occasion, Michael, I'll have you know that this is the first time in 18 months that I've worn a suit. And you may not be able to see, but I'm actually wearing pants.
Michael, congratulations on winning the Lifetime Achievement Award from Life Sciences Ontario. You're the best.
Your impact has been so important. Thank you so much.
It is incredibly well-deserved recognition of your impact in the field of immunology and in life sciences, not only at U of T, at Sunnybrook, but across the province, nation, and around the world.
You have always been and will always be an enlightening teacher, a mentor, and a dear friend.
We, your family at Research Canada, are so proud of you. And we also want to take this opportunity to thank you for the tremendous contribution you made to Research Canada. We thank you again for also the tremendous contribution you've made to life sciences in Ontario and more broadly in Canada. Bravo, mon cher.
Congratulations, Michael, for the Lifetime Achievement Award of LSO. It's so well deserved.
Michael, this award is very deserved. A very big congratulations.
You have made an enormous impact on the field of medical research and changed the research landscape not only in Ontario, but also in Canada. My sincere and humble congratulations on this outstanding accomplishment.
Congratulations on this award, Michael. I can think of those more deserving, but they're dead. Seriously, congratulations. It's a fraction of the kudos that you deserve.
You not only bring science to life in your leadership, in your mentoring, your teaching, but just by being Michael. Michael, congratulations.
Michael, congratulations. This is so well deserved. And I want to tell you that I'm so proud of being your friend, and I'll continue to cherish this relationship.
I know that you were a little disappointed in your early age when you weren't able to go and continue on and make a lifetime career as a world-class ballet artist. Well, let me put this to you, my friend. Did Nijinsky, Baryshnikov, or Nureyev ever receive a LSO Lifetime Achievement Award?
Michael, I can't think of anyone more deserving than you to get an award such as this. You've contributed extensively to the life sciences community, not just in Toronto, Ontario, Canada, but truly on a global basis. You are an incredibly gifted individual, and I admire you greatly. Something that people may not know is that Michael is my daughter's godfather, and he is so kind and caring. He's the perfect role model. He's exactly who I would want to mentor my child, and I hope she grows into being exactly like Michael.
That was a fantastic tribute. Now it's time to hear from the man of the hour, Michael himself.
Thank you, Life Sciences Ontario, for this prestigious honor of a lifetime. The legacy of this distinction is best reflected, in my view, by the list of my venerable predecessors, many of whom have been my mentors, and many of whom I've been privileged to collaborate with. Key, though, for all of them have been my teachers. They've collectively provided guidance by example. I follow the critical guardrails that each of them manifested in every day of their careers. They shape decisions and define boundaries that predicate success. They have, in sum, these folks, defined the key attributes required to navigate a career dedicated to impact. Integrity, competence, focus, and benevolence. I accept this award as a peer validation of successes accomplished and on behalf of the dedication and hard work of the many brilliant teams I've had the privilege of working with over the decades throughout my endeavors in academia, healthcare, and business. I am so very proud of this recognition. Thank you all.
Congratulations to all of our LSO award winners. And thank you all for joining us this evening. A special thanks to our sponsors, the presenting sponsors, Sanofi and AstraZeneca, premium event sponsors, 360 Public Affairs, Pfizer, Antibody Healthcare Communications, our event sponsors, the University of Toronto Scarborough Arts and Science Co-op, University of Waterloo, PHC Corporation of North America, and our table sponsors, GSK, Lumira Ventures, City of Mississauga, and BLG. I'd also encourage you to visit them at their virtual booths. Again, please visit our blind auction as all proceeds go to support the Sanofi BioGenius Canada. We look forward to seeing you all in 2022 and hopefully in person.
Life sciences is a broad sector that includes research, development, and manufacturing operations, in addition to developing diagnostics, pharmaceuticals and biopharmaceuticals, medical devices, agriculture and agri-foods, plus much more. As an increased demand for pharmaceuticals, medical technology, and other healthcare products continues to rise, emerging technologies, including AI, cognitive technologies, automation, and computer power, are driving significant advancements within the life sciences sector. This will enhance healthcare not only in Ontario and across our country, but also worldwide. Let's take COVID-19 as an example. The pandemic put a spotlight on how life sciences impacts our innovation economy. Life Sciences Ontario advocates for change in policies, especially those that can enhance Canadians' access to medicines, innovation, research and development, and its substantial impact on the Canadian economy and Canadian health. Life Sciences Ontario, or LSO, is a fully member-funded not-for-profit association. We are a small but mighty team committed to our mission to support all companies in Ontario's life sciences sector. We do this through extensive advocacy and education. We do also brag about our amazing homegrown innovation locally, nationally, and internationally. LSO values our member companies, who are the ultimate leaders in life sciences, biopharmaceuticals, agriculture and agri-foods, and medical technologies. We welcome everyone, including life science professionals, universities, research institutes, and industry service providers. LSO does all of this and more because the sector needs access to funding, plus all of the necessary tools and support to truly succeed in research, development, and commercialization. We cannot do this alone. We need to collaborate to be successful, and there is no better time for our industry than now. That is what LSO is all about. We have given you some great reasons to consider LSO as your next association. How about attending a complimentary breakfast meeting or event to see for yourself how LSO can support you, your business, and/or your educational path through a truly wonderful network of the best and brightest in the industry? Don't just take our word for it. Find out more about Life Sciences Ontario and how we can work together by visiting lifesciencesontario.ca.